Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we're doing Gratitude Challenge Day 9, and for today's video the theme is food. I have had a rough relationship with food since I was a very young girl. Yeah, and then when I got sick, well, I don't even say sick because I don't even see myself as sick, but when I was diagnosed with ulcerative colitis, and I had to restrict things that I was eating, it became even more strange. So for those of you who don't know, ulcerative colitis is a autoimmune, it's not autoimmune, it's kind of like, so irritable bowel syndrome and irritable bowel disease are very, very different. I have irritable bowel disease, and with it being, like, there's two sister diseases. One is Crohn's and one is irritable bowel. It affects your intestines, and Crohn's affects everything up to your esophagus and like all of your tract, and ulcerative colitis just affects the bottom half. So basically, like from your, like this, when your throat and your trachea and your windpipe all stop here and enter your stomach, the minute that enters the stomach down, my body's affected. And so I had to be really careful with what I eat because it can have flare-ups, and flare-ups are extremely painful. You can get abscesses, and then you have to have them surgically taken care of, and you have to just really be careful. I'm sorry, I think I'm getting a cold. So for me, my relationship with food already was rocky, and then when I got diagnosed and had to restrict and really count, I had a really hard time figuring out a nice balance. And so for me, going plant-based, and I don't say vegan anymore because, like, I do eat honey and I have leather shoes and jackets and things like that, and if you say vegan, people get really mad. So I eat a plant-based diet. I am totally meat-free, dairy-free, no eggs, and mostly no animal byproducts as well, but I do use honey. Mostly maple syrup, but sometimes the occasional honey is nice in teas and things like that. So I can do a whole other video on ulcerative colitis and let you guys kind of in on all the goings-on that happens with having ulcerative colitis. I'm not on any steroids, I'm not on any medications, I simply just control my symptoms by eating really well and eating very clean. So I don't eat lots of sugar, I don't eat refined sugars. If I do, I'll sweeten things with maple syrup if I'm going to sweeten something, because that's really low in the glycemic index. I don't eat gluten at all because that's a huge trigger. Even things that are too wet, like I don't eat a lot of applesauce because that makes me have a lot of pain. So all these different things, I was like, how am I going to be thankful for food when literally food causes me immense pain? So what I came up with is, I'm really grateful that I have food for my family. I'm really grateful that I'm able to provide my family with food in their bellies every night. I'm really glad that my son, he has food sensitivities as well, but they're not as severe, which is great. My husband doesn't, I said he doesn't eat carbs. He's on a weight loss journey right now. And so I thought, what am I excited for? And what food do I actually love? Like, you guys know I love coffee. I love salads. I love, like, chips and salsa. Sometimes spicy foods make it really bad as well, so I have to watch that. But something that I indulge in that I shouldn't, but I do, voodoo donuts. Oh my gosh. So we have one about 35 minutes from our house, and it's always late night. It's always almost like a dirty thing where my husband and I look at each other and we're just like, you want voodoo donuts? And we go, and it's so good. And my mom stays with the baby, and we have like almost an hour, just him and I, in the like downtown. Like, it just is my favorite thing to do. And I'll get like 3 at a time. And these are my ones of choice. I get a huge, and Voodoo has like huge apple fritters that are vegan, maple bars, and then what else did I get? Oh, they have this really good Oreo one. It has like peanut butter drizzled on it. Oh my gosh. And this is another problem. Like, I love food, but food just doesn't love me. So we indulge in that. Not even once a month, not even a couple times, maybe like 2 to 4 times a year this happens, but it's always like in the middle of the night, and it's like a Saturday when like everything's super busy, and we're just like, it's time to go get Voodoo Donuts. And it's like a really sketchy part of town, and it's in the middle of the night, so like I don't feel comfortable going by myself. It's so good though. It's so good. And they have like the big cake donuts. Oh, so good. And we did it the other night too, and I was just like, and I paid for it the next day. I am like a little mummy. I'm like, oh, I don't want to get up. I don't want to do anything. I'm so tired. But I have a 20-month-old, so I gotta get up. I gotta do things. So it's not very often that I indulge in foods that I shouldn't have, but when I do, I at least like go all out because I know I'm gonna be sick anyway. So it's like I'm just gonna eat it. But I do like a lot of sweet potatoes, a lot of like butternut squashes, a lot of like broccolis, and I try to stay away from potatoes because like white potatoes because of the starches, and I can't have a lot of corn. And so anyway, I can make a whole video on like what I eat, what I don't, why, all those things. But I just wanted you guys to know that like even when you're having a hard time, even when like you have a situation like mine, and I know people who are type 1 diabetics who have a really hard time with food. My best friend, she has Crohn's disease, and that's actually how we became friends. And she has a really hard time like with what she's eating, and she's even had abscesses that have brought her to the hospital, and she had to have surgery. And literally like it can get really emotionally tough. And so there's always a way to find the gold, and that's my point of this long ranty video, is even in times of, oh, well, I don't like food, or food and me don't get along, or like even like if there's one that says family, and you're not doing well with your family, there's always like you can have friends that are like family. So for me, it is always like you can find the gold in any situation. So for me, I'm grateful that my family has food. I'm also grateful that I live so close to Voodoo Donuts so that I can indulge when I want. It's called balance, right? Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and go. I hope you guys have an awesome day. I'm trying something new setup-wise. Like I think I'm a little bit closer than usual, which is kind of nice, I think. Now you guys can see the little pimples on my chin. Oh, you can hear my dog. Minnie, come here. Come here, Minnie. She doesn't want to. Come here. Come here. Sit. Can you sit? Sit. Come here, baby. She got shaved. Oh my gosh. Oh, I hate you. Why do you do this to her? Please.
No.
Please.
No.
Please. Please.
No.
Thankful for her too. I love my pup. I love my pup. You say hi? You be nice, pup. Oh. Oh, I think I'm getting a cold. Ugh. Oh.